Welcome to another edition of LRMania Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the May 16, 2017 edition of Smackdown, which is the go-home show to Backlash. The show starts off, they have Kevin Owens now doing his own highlight reel talk show, as if we don't have enough of those. He's joined by AJ, who's his opponent at Backlash, and then Jinder Mahal interrupts. And they were advertising AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal for the show, so I was assuming it was going to be the main event, but it turns out to be the opening match. They eventually start the match after some talking back and forth. And the match it turns out to be okay. It wasn't great. Obviously, they're not going to tear the host on right now. They have a pay-per-view in 5 days, but it ends with the Singh winners getting involved and Kevin Owens getting involved and Jinder Mahal pinning AJ Styles 1, 2, 3. I know a lot of people are going to probably be pissed off about that after the thought of Jinder Mahal pinning AJ Styles, but he is fighting for the WWE Championship, so I'd have a problem with it. They did protect AJ. They didn't beat him clean. They had some interference, so it is what it is. I was fine with that finish, and it worked, and they had Kevin Owens cost them the match, so that sets up their match again at Backlash. Then they showed the Fashion Police back, doing another segment. It was okay. I mean, they have that whole whiteboard that's pretty funny. They have Randy Orton backstage, and he's been pretty pretty controversial as of late. Said some stuff about indie wrestling. The one thing I'm interested in hearing is that Chicago crowd is a very hardcore crowd, and I am interested to see if they actually know about this and they all turn on Randy Orton and they actually boo him out of the building in that match. That is a possibility. So that Chicago crowd is going to be very entertaining that whole weekend. And now we also know that Chicago crowd is going to be chanting a hometown guy who won't be there throughout the show. And, I'm afraid that match is just going to be hijacked with CM Punk chants and you both suck, and they'll do the rave, they'll cheer for the announcers. I think that match might get hijacked. Then after that, they have the Fashion Police against the Colognes. Don't give a shit about that match. Who cared? Then they have a contract signing with all the women, and they have the welcoming committee against Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi. By the way, I have to point out, Becky is looking smoking hot tonight. She is looking gorgeous. They come out, they have some back and forth. They give James Ellsworth the kind of spotlight. They have him talk for a while, and that sets up a match with Naomi and Carmella, which they're going to have. So I guess the thing with Ellsworth was just there to set up the match with Naomi and Carmella. And they tease tension with Charlotte and Naomi. That's how I think the match is probably going to go. I think the heels are probably going to win, and when Charlotte and Naomi probably, fuck up, they get into a fight and ends up with Becky probably getting pinned. That's how I see that match probably going, in my opinion. While watching this match, one thing that I really, really am noticing is, not with all the women, but James Ellsworth, his character has run its course. It's time to get rid of him and release him. He has nothing left. They had Carmella beat Naomi again. So one thing that's interesting is usually whoever wins on the week before of the show usually loses on the main show. So it looks like the babyfaces are going to win. But I'm not so sure. I actually think the heels are still going to win. They could potentially be building to a Naomi-Carmella match, maybe on SmackDown. I can't see them doing that on the pay-per-view, but maybe on SmackDown, so that could happen. Maybe Carmella beats Naomi again on the pay-per-view, but I'm actually still thinking the heels win this, even though they had they had the welcoming committee go over in this match right here. So I think it's possible Naomi will get pinned or Becky will get pinned. Charlotte for sure isn't getting pinned, but it is quite interesting to decide to go in that direction right now, considering how they book things. But then again, Vince McMahon, he changes his mind every few minutes. Who knows what's going to happen. I also forgot to mention, Becky looked amazing tonight. She looked fucking gorgeous tonight. Did I mention that already? I think I might have, but she looked fantastic tonight. I have to give her credit for that. I personally do not give two shits at watching Randy Orton and Baron Corbin in the main event. I think that's going to suck, but we'll see what else they have before that. So they show Dolph Ziggler in the back, and he's actually cutting a very good promo on Nakamura. And one thing I've really been noticing is they do not show Nakamura every single week. It's as if he's on a rotation. Every other week we see Nakamura, and I really like that because it makes him feel more special and more like a bigger deal when we do see him. I think that makes his character just feel more important. I'd almost be just happier if we never see him wrestle on SmackDown. He only wrestles on pay-per-views, and he might wrestle on SmackDown just on a special occasion. I like that, and I hope we get to see that more. And I like that his debut has been kept for 7 weeks. And when he debuted the night after WrestleMania, it's been 7 weeks, and he's only having his debut match. He feels like such a big deal. This whole show is being built around him. He's on all over the commercial, so this is the Nakamura show. And I like how he's, we might only get to see him wrestle on occasion. He's not on every show, and I really, really like that. I know some people might be pissed off, but he stays fresh and relevant, and when he's on TV, it's a big deal. Everyone on Raw, if you watch Raw, loses to everybody. Nobody on that show means anything. Not one guy except Brock Lesnar means anything. And on SmackDown, not one guy besides John Cena means anything. We see everyone every week. Everyone loses to everyone. Now Nakamura is starting to become in that category, even though we see him more often than those two, of course. But I like how he's still almost still mysterious. Then they show Sami Zayn. He has a match at Baron Corbin. And Corbin's going to win. I hate Corbin. I think he's a fucking bum. I hate how the company wants to build him to be like the fucking Roman Reigns of SmackDown. That's how it's going to be. He fucking sucks. He beat up Sami Zayn in the back. He's for sure winning on Sunday. I think Corbin's a bum. Sami was actually cutting a good promo, and Dolph, to go back to him, he cut a very good promo here. I thought he did well. I like how it's the whole storyline makes sense. He's pissed off at the fans for giving up on him and moving on to Nakamura. It actually makes decent sense. I'm sure those two are going to have a great match on Sunday. Same thing with Kevin and Owens and AJ Styles. So there is stuff on the show I'm looking forward to. Now it's time for the main event. Randy Orton and Baron Corbin. Who gives a fuck? Fuck this match. I don't give two shits about this match. I thought this was a decent show of SmackDown overall. Didn't really care much for the main event. Kind of watched the basketball game a bit more. Not a big fan of Corbin. I don't like him. And Orton, when he's in there with a good wrestler, he can have a great match. He's there with someone who sucks. I have no interest in watching because I don't think he gives a shit. The show was okay. Definitely better than Raw. I thought Raw sucked. I hate watching Raw. Every single night I have to watch Raw. It feels like such a chore. I hate watching Monday Night Raw. SmackDown's a better show. It's okay. I'm kind of looking forward to the show. I am intrigued by it. There's some stuff that can be interesting, so it's definitely not a throwaway show. There are some things that could happen that can cause a lot of controversy. There's one thing in particular, if Jinder Mahal wins the belt, I'm sure the internet's going to be in an uproar. I think he should win it. Orton's boring as fuck. Fuck it. It's 1 month. Maybe he loses it back to Orton. Maybe he loses to AJ. I say do it. I don't care. I want to see Jinder win the belt. I'm bored to death by Orton. And I want to see the reaction in the Chicago crowd if they actually just hijack the show and just go nuts. So I kind of hope Jinder wins. But I didn't care about Orton and Corbin in the main event. But the show was okay. I'll make my Backlash predictions another time. But I will definitely say SmackDown was better than Raw this week. And it was okay. It could have been better for a go-home show, but it was still fine.